Alright, so I'm back with another video, and this is my second time recording this because, what is it? My mic was apparently not, well, my voice was not being detected, even though my mic is plugged in. And Comic Con is officially done, so I can get back to doing all of this, even though I have videos up and ready to go for like the next 3 to 4 days. Anyways, jumping in, we got 10 EZAs, 3 super EZAs, and 7 EZAs, with one brand new one which we have not looked at yet. I'm kidding, I've already looked at him. I'll just go over him again because of this kind of crap. Oh, crud, I did not pull this up right. I forgot to add this. Truth. Normally, Truth doesn't do it, but he just Google translates his stuff anyways. Dokkan Ultimate Request Battle. Interesting. Guess we'll be seeing that soon. Anyways, let's take a look at the newest LR EZA coming. Now, I don't know if I have them rainbowed, but I know they're decent support for GT bosses. But I'll still go over them because I read this stuff already. So, first off, the disrespect. He doesn't care about the leader skills, but I do. There are 4 key 150% to GT bosses. Yes, a lot better. If you're not running the Carnival Omega Shenron or the new Dokkan Fest LR Omega Shenron, this is fine. I have no problem with this because really GT bosses really needs help. But in spite of that, we'll also talk about this. The super attack effects, which this dude has not wanted to look over either. He only cares about the passive, but I care about everything about the unit because that's how a unit is judged. Anyways, let's take a look. So 12 key greatly raises attack, does colossal damage, and then lowers attack and defense. You look at this one. Basically, this is the same, except they just added the 50% attack. Okay, sure. And then he greatly raises attack for 1 turn. Does mega colossal damage, greatly lowers attack and defenses because it's 20% up here, it just lowers. Whereas this one goes up by 30% instead. And then has a high chance of stun. Right? Yeah, high chance of stun, which is fine, honestly. And let me see this one. Yeah, the only difference that they made on this was they upped this, and they upped this, and then they just gave it extra attack. Sure, why not? I'll take it. In terms of the passive, we'll take a look at Truths, and then we'll see. We'll compare this to this. So, his base kit, oh sorry, I keep saying that. On the Shadow Dragon's base kit, they get 4 key 177% attack and defense. So that is a major upgrade already. And then they give GT bosses 3 key 40% attack and defense. So they just up this by 10%. That's the only difference. Okay, let's take a look. For every GT bosses or extreme class category ally on the team, they get 30% attack and defense and 7% damage reduction. So in total, max, they get 210% attack and defense with 35% damage reduction. I'm doing my math. So that's pretty much the max they can get from a full extreme slash GT bosses team. I'll take it. You know, it's better than nothing. When all allies Wait, what? Yeah, when all allies in the team are extreme class or GT bosses, this unit is effective against all types, and then gives an additional 17% attack and defense to all allies. So, on top of the GT boss's support, they also give 17% attack and defense, which in reality, for GT bosses, it's basically 3 key, 57% attack and defense. Whereas if it's just an extreme class ally without the GT bosses stuff, it's just 17% attack and defense, which is still fine. It's a pretty versatile support anyways. Well, as long as you have either of those conditions met, you're pretty much fine, really. On 12 key super, sorry, they get 77% attack and defense. I think in here, so it just increases by a little bit. But there's more to it. By the way, these two things that they added in here are brand new. And this here is brand new. So on 18 key or ultra super, they get an additional 77% attack and defense. And this is multiplicative, by the way. And then when attacking with 24 key, attention rate plus 77%. I'm kidding. It's crit. It's a crit chance increases by 77%. That is huge. That is huge, which means you only crit, and I honestly believe that you just need additionals and or dodge, which I think you should just prioritize dodging. That's probably the best way to put it. And then if the enemy is in attack down and defense down status, they get 7 key and 77% attack. Let me see this. So they kept this, except they increased it by 3 key and they just give the additional stat buff, which is fine. I don't think this unit is crazy, but I think the unit is good enough to actually do a lot of supporting. Sure, damage reduction may not be enough, so that's the reason why you have to rely on the potential system stuff as well. So dodge is probably this unit's best friend, unless you don't feel like it. Unless you don't feel like that's a good idea. But that's how I see it. That's how I see it. What else do we have in here, actually? Oh yeah, the sub-EZAs are in there too. I have talked about them in a previous video. If you guys have not checked that out yet, I would highly recommend it. Like the 2 separate videos is what I'm talking about, but I think just to give a quick general gist of it, right? Both of the Gokus are good. This guy can clutch it if you go into his grade 8 form. Trunks is great because he has his orb changing and support. Pan is good because she has dodge and support, but both of them are restricted to either GT heroes or their other categories. So Trunks is Hybrid Saiyans and Pan is for youth. And then you have Super Baby 2, who doesn't give supports, but he does rely on specific categories to get the buffs he needs. But at least he has a clutch giant ape form, which I believe is much better. What you call it? It's medium chance. I think it was a low chance before, if I remember correctly. Then we have ourselves the Super EZAs and Shenron, of course. Both the Super Saiyan 4s are pretty good. They're pretty much almost exactly the same, but they're just different in terms of their needs. Like Goku gets defense whenever he's super, whenever what you call it, yeah, when he receives an attack as in slot 1 or slot 2. Whereas Vegeta can only get it if he's in slot 2 or slot 3. But then they have the counter ability in there, so really, they're almost identical. They have Omega Shenron, Super ECA. He's pretty good. He is relying on his own categories that he's restricted to. But honestly, I think he's fine. Could have done a little bit more, but he's fine. Yeah, Shenron. Shenron's pretty good, actually. Like, he not only does he, what you call it, have orb changing, he also has, what you call it, additional buffs that he gets for every key spear. And that's important because he has rainbow orb changing. It just makes it easier to get the rest of these conditions. But he's still pretty good though. Especially with the damage reduction, by the way. damage reduction's pretty helpful in most cases. But I think overall, out of all the sub ECAs first, I personally think Trunks, Zen Shenron, and Grade 8 Goku are really good. They are. In terms of Super ECAs, I feel like Goku may be better, but I still want to try him out. And then the Omega Shenron, and then the Shadow Dragon's LR is pretty good as well. I have to say the least. But that is pretty much all the units. In terms of other content, right? This is coming out. We're getting Super Easy, not Super Easy, like Super Extreme Z Battle stages added in there. Battlefield 91, which has, I believe, 3 enemies, right? Yeah, so we have Gogeta, Janemba, and Omega Shenron. And then we're getting a brand new wallpaper, which is cool. Assets, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And in terms of the timing, right? The LR Shadow Dragon's EZA is coming out in the next couple of days, so when it drops out when the extreme no, what am I saying? When Battlefield drops, or the next one when the next one drops, essentially, this guy will also get an ECA as well. But in terms of this, right? All the other super ECAs and sub ECAs are coming tomorrow. So I hope you guys are excited for it, because I am too. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of each of these units. Let me know what you guys think of the Shadow Dragon's ECA. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one.